So the second concept that we're going to be demonstrating today is allopatric speciation. First illustrated by this crude drawing of the Galapagos Island, which is the example that we're going to be discussing today. So some context information about the Galapagos Island. They have 15 different species of Galapagos finches which evolved from the same ancestor, but over time certain ecological boundaries forced these finches to have different characteristics based on what they needed to survive in their respective regions. And so although we're not going to be talking about 15 different finches, we do have a couple examples and we can explain why they evolved to different locations over time. And so this is the first finch that we're going to be examining. As you can see, it has quite a wide and thick beak, and so we're going to be matching it up with the desert and the beach region because these two areas probably have a little less rain than for say this area, and so for that reason the food and vegetation there is just going to be that much tougher, and so the finches are going to need beaks that are a little bit wider and have an easier time penetrating through hard surfaces for the animals to get to their food. And along that line, we also have this finch, which has an even bigger and wider, stronger beak than the last one we just examined. And so we're going to match it up with this area for virtually the same reasons as this one, only that there's a heat source here, and so that area is going to be that much drier, and the food is going to be that much tougher, and so it needs slightly more of a beak with capabilities to penetrate through those hard surfaces. And lastly, we have this finch. As you can see, its beak is just a lot narrower and smaller than the other ones, and so we're going to match it up with this area because there's just so much more vegetation and it's obviously very lush and gets a lot of rainfall. And so these finches didn't have to work as particularly hard for the food. They just had access to it all the time, and so they didn't need to penetrate through hard surfaces or scour the area as the other finches did, which results in this smaller, easier beak.